want anymore. The pipes are calling. Oh, greetings, programs. I'm Jacko, and welcome to the Gamification, a place where we can get together as fellow geekazoids and talk about all the things happening in the world of movies, animation, gaming, and what have you. Sorry, I don't have an intro this week. I just had nothing to. I thought of nothing. So, if you have any idea of what kind of wacky things I can do for intros, please let me know. Leave a comment below. Leave a comment below, or email me or whatever. Love to get some weird ideas from you guys. But let's get right into it. First thing I want to mention is last weekend we had San Diego Comic Con, and there's a lot of cool stuff coming out from that. So if you want to check out anything that came out from that, I haven't done anything personally in terms of content, but you can go to places like IGN and other geek news outlets, I guess you could call it, and see for yourselves. Heaps of new trailers out. We got the Aquaman trailer, which looked pretty good. Okay, it got my interest up a little bit, but I'm still iffy about the DC cinematic universe. We saw the new Godzilla trailer. That looked really cool. A few other little bits, Shazam and whatnot. So go check out that stuff. It's out on the internet there. Alright, let's get into the first real thing, real topic though, which I'm going to call new news. It's good news. Not always. Number one, Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice on VR. That's coming July 31st, which is in 3 days from now. This is from siliconera.com. Ninja Theory has announced a new way to play Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. The game, the VR edition of the game will arrive on July 31st, 2018. This is an HTC Vive and Oculus Rift compatible version of the game that allows people to play it in VR. It also says that people who have already have the game will get a free VR edition. So I'm assuming, even though it wasn't actually mentioned in this article, PlayStation would possibly get a VR version of the game as well, because that's where Hellblade came out on as well. To help people get a better idea of what this will entail, Ninja Theory commercial director Dominic Matthews and chief creative Ninja Tamim Antoniades, Antoniades. I'm sorry if I stuffed that up. Star in a developer diary video that explains how this version of the game was made. They love those developer diaries, Ninja Theory. If you want to see the making of Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, they did a whole lot of developer diaries based on that to really promote the game and whatnot, and say, hey, this is what we're making by ourselves without any big publishers attached to it. It was pretty interesting. Okay. It involves a third-person perspective and has players using a head steering to determine Senua's movements. I'll put a link down in the description below if you want to follow that developer diary. Okay. Number 2. No Man's Sky next reaches over 50,000 concurrent players. This is from GameIndustry.biz. No Man's Sky has come a long way from its relatively bare-bones launch, and its audience seems to be responding. With the drop of a massive update in No Man's Sky next, the game is currently seeing over 50,000 concurrent players on Steam alone, saying nothing of its Xbox One launch or PS4 update. Steam charts shows that while this is still a ways off from the game's launch peak of 200,000 concurrent users, it's quite the jump from just about anything else the game has done since. 1 month after launch, the game wasn't even reaching 10,000 concurrent users, and the numbers only grew smaller in the following months. A slight jump occurred in August of 2017, when the Atlas Rises update dropped, but the game still didn't quite graze 20,000 users then. Now the numbers are steadily climbing. Concurrent users was at 40,000 yesterday afternoon. This was a couple of days ago, this article. Afternoon, and after a dip overnight, is growing once again. No Man's Sky Next represents an awaited overhaul for an indie game that suffered at its 2016 launch for a multitude of reasons, generally coalescing in audience frustration that the game did not deliver what had been promised during its multi-year marketing campaign. Though multiple smaller updates have attempted to address some of these issues, Next brings far larger features such as proper multiplayer, community events, improved base building, and character customization. Yeah, so I've been hearing a little bit about this where, well, if you don't know about what's happened, No Man's Sky came out and it was very poorly received after a big hype from PlayStation and the company that's doing No Man's Sky. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name. Pardon me. It was almost completely lacking of features, really empty. The procedural generation was just kind of recycling the same assets in game on different planets. So it's just like, well, I've seen this. It's just slapped on a different color. So yeah, a lot of people left very, very quickly. But seeing that they've like, okay, guys, we just shut down all kind of communications and went straight into working on the game. And I commend them. I'm like, instead of trying to make excuses or anything, like, yeah, there was a big stuff up. I assume there was a part on PlayStation or Sony side that's like, hey, get this game out. But they're like, hey, we're a small team. I don't know if we're going to be able to finish this properly. So it's like, yeah, screw it, just get it out there. And that happens sometimes in games. Unfortunately and unfortunately, it depends on your viewpoint, I guess, and how many features and how good the game is and how polished it is. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, No Man's Sky. Yeah, so they've shut down all kind of communications, no Twitter feed or anything for a long time. They're like, all right, let's get to work. Okay, I'm back. And they've really just knuckled down on getting all these features out. And from what we're seeing, what was it? Actual multiplayer, so people could, instead of going, hey, you might find someone in this almost infinite universe, it'll be closer knit servers, I guess, where people will be filling in, like you can have 3 or 4 or 5 players on a planet at a time, I'm assuming. And you can actually play with your friends and whatnot, so it won't be so empty. Base building's awesome, so all those resources won't go to waste, I guess. There was also mention of building like a freighter armada where you can. It goes into more depth of controlling your freight, like your cargo express system or whatever you want to call it. Like your ship management, I guess you could call it. That'd be better off, wouldn't it? Yeah. So yeah, and from what I've heard from other people online, like other influencers and gaming media and whatnot, it's definitely shaping up to be a much better game than what it was, and people are actually at least a little bit excited to come back and have a look at what's happening now that all these improvements have been made. Okay. If you it just popped in my head. If you have played No Man's Sky and are interested in going back, or if you have come back into this next phase, let me know how the game's shaped up, because I haven't played it. I don't think I'll ever play it just because it's not my cup of tea. But if you are playing it, if you have played it, tell me your thoughts, your impressions. I'd love to know. Leave a comment down below. Alright. News. Number 3. Microsoft's next generation Xbox will focus on xCloud game streaming, sorry. And this is from TheVerge.com. Microsoft is currently developing its next generation Xbox, with recent reports suggesting the console will launch in 2020. While the hardware will undoubtedly surpass the capabilities of the current Xbox One X console, Microsoft is also focusing on game streaming for the future of Xbox titles. Thurrott, weird name, THURROTT.com, reports that Microsoft is also working on a second Xbox console that will be limited to streaming games, almost like PlayStation Now or I want to say Steambox. I could be wrong about that. Let me know if I am. The streaming-only console will reportedly include a low amount of local compute for handling tasks like controlled input, image processing, and collision detection. That's like finding walls in the games and on bodies and whatnot, so you don't pass through things. These tasks are essential to reducing latency in game streaming, and Microsoft is said to be planning to slice up processing between the games running locally and in the cloud in order to reduce input lag and other image processing delays. Sounds handy. So, two hands are better than one, I guess you could say. Sources familiar with Microsoft plans tell The Verge that Microsoft is currently all hands on creating data centers capable of powering the company's game streaming service. Referred to as codenamed xCloud internally, Microsoft has been experimenting with combining 4 lots of custom Xbox consoles into a single server blade for its data centers. These servers will launch initially with developers in mind to build and develop games in the cloud instead of local debug machines, and then to stream games to consumers. So what they're doing there is, hey, let's make a cloud system, a server system, where half the game, half the system is working internally and half is coming from the cloud. And then working to lighten the load. And then they're using that system and then giving it out to game developers and go, hey, try using this instead of just a regular box. Like, here's our prototype machines, work with it, start making games with it, and then we'll give you the final commercial product at the end. It's kind of the same, but kind of different as well, which is interesting. There's more to it. Hang on. Sony developed similar custom PlayStation hardware for its own PlayStation Now service, allowing consumers to stream PS2, PS3, and PS4 titles to PC or PS4. Microsoft is planning to let a variety of devices, including mobile phones, access its own service once it's available. Microsoft is investing significantly in its cloud streaming service as the company works towards growing its gaming business through recurring subscription models rather than just margins from console hardware and software sales. And there's also been a report saying that Microsoft's profits have increased by about 36% due to most of this subscription model. This is great. This is all going towards Microsoft's Play Anywhere model, so it makes sense in that way, and I don't really have much more to say on it. What do you think about the cloud gaming type? Do you think it'll last? Do you think it's the new generation? Let me know. Now, that's it for the news. But let's go on to the next topic that I call Game Chat, working title. I've got another title that I want to put by I want to call it, I just thought of it like 5 minutes ago. It was like, what's on the notice board? So, because from what I've been talking about in Game Chat, usually it's like, hey, what to look out for? Or what kind of deals or other little bits I like to let people know about. So saying something like the notice board or something like that seems like, oh yeah, like you go past, you look at the things, go, oh that's interesting, pick it up, and like when people put up phone numbers, go, hey, I need a job done, and you rip off a phone number. I'm thinking it might be something like that. So let me know if you have any better names, and I'm sure you do. Please let me know. Leave a comment down below. Hit me up on Twitter or whatever. That'd be great. Anyway, I just wanted to mention this. Bethesda has revealed that its beta for the upcoming Fallout 76 will begin in October. As previously announced, Xbox One players will be the first to gain access to Fallout 76 beta, with PS4 and PC owners to follow. Exact times will be announced through Bethesda's various social media channels, so keep an eye on that. It also says, if you want to get involved, check the forum posts on Bethesda's site. The publisher will be selecting players to participate in the beta from a larger pool, and then the plan is to start small and grow over time as we prepare to launch. If you want to qualify for selection, you have to pre-order the game at participating retailers, like GameStop, obviously. So check that out. I assume Amazon as well. Everyone that pre-orders on the PS Store, Xbox Store, Bethesda.net will automatically be enrolled in the beta program. But those that pre-order elsewhere and receive a redemption code will need to register it to a Bethesda.net account. The publisher notes that everyone with a qualifying Fallout 76 pre-order will eventually be included in the beta. Further details can be found in Bethesda Fallout 76's beta FAQ. I'll put a link in the description below. So if you want to get ready for Fallout multiplayer, I'll definitely go check that out. I might be there. Okay, not much rumors or anything, but let's get on to games out this week. First up, Mega Man X Legacy Collection. So that's Collection 1 and Collection 2 on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and the Switch. Train Sim World on PS1 and Xbox. The Persistence on PS4. The Banner Saga Trilogy Bonus Edition on Xbox One and PS4, as well as the Banner Saga 3 on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and the Switch. Gene Rain, that's like Water Rain, on Xbox One. Earhart, PC and PS4. Crossing Souls on the Nintendo Switch. No Man's Sky next, obviously, on Xbox One and the PS4 update. Jack Be Nimble on PC. Sleep Tight, Nintendo Switch, PC. I think there's one more. Oh yeah, I just like this title. Candle, the Power of Flame. Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, and PS4. That's it for me today, guys. Thanks for listening for as long as you have, if you are still sticking around. If you have any questions, concerns, or have any ideas for new topics or whatnot, please hit me up. Yeah, I got it right this time. Yeah, on my Twitter, Jackosaurus. Or email me at thegamification@outlook.com, or come hang out with us at our group. You can hit me up there as well at the gamification on Facebook. Have a bit of fun there, muck around, talk about weird things, anime, movies, board games. Some people playing Warhammer at the moment and painting their models. So if you like that kind of stuff, go hit us up there. And always, please remember to like and subscribe to the video. Hit that notification bell so you know when videos are coming up, because I don't either. It will forever be a mystery. Ooh. And anyway, thanks for sticking around. Jack out. End of line.